Yes, today's topic is new topic but related to array. My today's topic is dynamic memory allocation. Okay, dynamic memory allocation. This is related to arrays, no doubt about that. This is related to arrays, but some other topic. That's it. For example, if you are writing here like this, ARR of 100. Okay, ARR of 100. I am going to read all the values here. I am going to print. I'm going to print the values. I'm going to print the values like this. Example, that is AR of 100. I'm going to give some 5, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. The output is going to be print 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But how many positions I'm going to use here? Here I'm going to use only 5 values, 5 positions, right? 5 positions. How many values, how many positions I'm take here? I take here nearly 100 positions. 100 positions, but instead of 100 I am going to use only 5. Based on the size only I am going to allocate that memory, right? Based on that size. That means the remaining 95 memory locations are going to be waste. Okay, we don't know exactly how much size is going to be declared before the program. Before the program, we don't know exactly how much we have to declare here. If this 100 or 1000 or anything, we don't know exactly, right? That's why the new topic is coming here, that is a dynamic memory allocation. Okay, in dynamic memory allocation, note it down. There are some 4 functions are there. First one is malloc, calloc, note it down, calloc, realloc and free. These are the 4 functions available in dynamic memory allocation concept. Dynamic memory allocation concept. malloc, calloc, realloc and free. Okay, I'm going to work all these 4 functions and how we are going to use these 4 functions in programming. I will discuss here. Okay, malloc. First of all, we have to write one more header file, that is #include stdlib.h. We have to include this header file for dynamic memory allocation. What is the header file? stdlib.h to work with these 4 functions. These 4 functions are available in stdlib.h. We have to include this function, this header file, stdlib.h. Everyone note it down. stdlib.h. Why we are using stdlib.h? We are going to work with all the dynamic memory allocation functions. We have to work with stdlib.h. And now this is not a static memory location. This is a static memory location, AR of 100. That means we are going to be fixed. We are not going to use other than 100, right? We are going to fix only to 100. But here we are going to delete that subscription part and we have to take a pointer. We have to take a pointer here, star ARR. And after the size, we know exactly how many elements are going to be. For example, the size is going to be 5. We are going to allocate 5 memory locations, right? If it is 100, we are going to allocate 100 memory locations. We know when we are going to read the size variable. What is the size value? Based on that size value only we are going to allocate memory to the array here. We are going to take star ARR. Now we are going to write ARR is equal to malloc of size into what is the size variable? This is the size variable, right? For example, if it is a 5 into, that means 5 into size of operator, size of integer. What type of variables we are going to use? We are going to use size of integer. If it is a float, size of float. If it is character, size of character. We have to take like that. Okay, everyone? mloc of size into the size is variable. The size is variable, right? Size into that. For example, if it is a 10 into size of is the operator, and we have to allocate how many variable. For example, I am going to write 5. Size is 5. 5 into what is the size of integer? What is the size of integer? That is going to be 4, right? Then it is going to be located a total 20 bytes to this array. For example, like this, 4 into 5 into 4, that is going to be 20 memory locations. 20 memory locations are going to be allocated to ARR. Okay, like this. Note it down, everyone. ARR is equal to mloc of size into size of int. Okay, in some notations they are going to be write like this also, int star, like this. There is no need to write. If you want to write, just note it down, no problem for that. Int star mloc of size into size of, this is the optional one. What type of memory locations you are going to store? That is going to be integer. If you want to write, that can be write. There is no need to write this one. This is the optional one, no problem. mloc of size into size of integer. That's it. Now I am going to execute this one. I am going to execute this one 5. I am going to read 5 variables, and it is going to be printed normally. How it is working? It is working as normally as array, right? I am going to read the values as array. I am going to print the values as array, right? The same thing. There is no syntactical difference when we are handling with dynamic memory location or static memory location. We are reading like this, we are tracing like this. Okay, the only syntax is changed like here. That's it. Dynamic memory allocation. Dynamic memory using mloc. Dynamic memory, yeah, using mloc. For example, I am going to take the program again. I am going to print for 2 times. I am going to print it for 2 times. Slash and I am taking. Just observe here. I am going to give some 5, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is going to be print for 2 times. Is for 2 times, right? Everyone. Here, why? Because I am writing here 2 times. Here 2 times, right? Before printing the last one, I am going to free of ARR. I am going to write here free of ARR. That means this is the one added advantage here. That means if you are allocate the memory, using mloc or cloc, we can free the memory. That means we are going to free the memory. But in static memory location, if you are taking A of 100, that 100 values are going to be stored. That means you have to maintain. That's it. There is no free option there. But here, after the usage of that memory locations, we can free that. For example, if I am going to use it, I am going to allocate 5, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Just look at here. Just look at here. So I'm going to execute it again. Just look at here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And after free, it is maintaining some garbage values. It is going to be maintain some garbage values. Okay, after free, the total 5 memory locations are going to be free here. That is the use of free. Freeing the memory. Free the free the memory, which is allocated by dynamic memory allocation. Free the memory. Free of error. There is no syntax at all, just free of error. That's it. Nothing else. Here the memory, here it is error is equal to malloc of size into size of integer. Yes, note it down everyone. Simply it is going to be, I am reading array values and I am going to print the array values. That's it, nothing else. Very basic, but using dynamic memory allocation. Note it down everyone. Okay, students.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Then we are moving into CLOC. Very simple difference here. Here instead of M, I am going to write C, and here instead of star, some syntactical difference. Instead of star, I am going to write comma. That's it. Nothing else. Remaining everything is same. CLOC size comma size into size of integer. That's it. And what is the difference? We are going to visualize that one. Just wait. Just simple syntactical difference is, instead of malloc we are writing a CLOC. Instead of size into, we are maintaining size comma. That's it, nothing else. That is the syntax of CLOC. If I am going to execute it, it's going to be 5, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. If I am going to print, everything is same, okay? And I am going to show the difference. Just wait. I am not reading anything. I am not reading anything. I am going to print the values. That's it. I am going to print the values. Here it is going to be 5. Sorry. Yes. Execute it again. I am going to give 5, and here look at here. What are the values here? I am not reading anything. I am not reading anything. I am going to print the values. I am going to print the values. If 5 and the values are, all 5 values are going to be 0 here. Okay. And for example, I am going to turn it as malloc. That means malloc star here. Look at here. If it is in malloc, the default values are garbage values. Just look at here. The default values are garbage values. For example, if it is going to be CLOC, if I am going to execute it, the values are, the default values are 0 here. The default values are 0. That is the only difference. That is the only difference in malloc and CLOC, and remaining everything is same. Remaining everything is the same. Okay, I think got it, everyone. Very simple syntactical difference. Just note this line only. That is enough. That is enough. Error is equal to CLOC of size comma size of integer. For malloc of size comma size into size of integer. What is the syntax for free? Free of error. That's it. It's going to be like this. Okay, this is free of error. That's it. These are the syntax for malloc, CLOC and free. If you are allocating using CLOC, the default values are zeros, and if you are using MLOC, it is going to be garbage values. That's it, nothing else. And then what is the realloc? Then what is the realloc? Realloc is very useful here. I will show you. For example, I am going to allocate. Here I am going to read some 5 values. Here I am going to read some 5 values. Okay, reading 5 values. After some process, I am going to allocate. I am going to add another 2 variables, another 2 values. I am going to add. For example, I am going to read first of all 5, then I am going to read 7, then I am going to allocate this memory extra 2 variables, right? Extra 2 values. How we are going to read here? First of all, it is going to be allocated like this. Again, I am going to read the size. What is the size? I am going to read it again. Okay, I will explain when I am coding here. But for example, I am going to write for syntax only. Here I am writing. Now I am going to write ARR is equal to realloc of for what variable I am going to add? ARR comma size of int into size. Why I am writing ARR here means here already 5 variables are added, right? For that I am going to add 2 more variables, right? That's why I am mentioning here ARR comma size of int. That's it, nothing else. If I am going to execute it, for example, initially I am going to add 5 values, then I am going to ask here for 7 values. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. It is going to be print all the 7 values. This is the way to reallocate the memory. Just note down the syntax here. That's it, nothing else. ARR is equal to reallocate of ARR comma size of int into size, or size into size of int. There is no problem. This is very similar to MLOC, right? This is very similar to MLOC. Try to remember the syntax, everyone. Try to remember all the 3 syntax. Just ARR is equal to MLOC of size into size of int. ARR is equal to CLOC of size comma size of int. ARR is equal to realloc of ARR comma size of int into size. Okay, these are the 4 syntax for the memory locations. Do you got it, everyone? Yes, the working is very same. 100% it is going to be same as arrays only. The concept is nothing difference here. Purely it is going to be same. But allocating the memory is the difference. That's it, nothing else. There it is a static one. Here it is a dynamic one. That's it. Okay? Note down all the 4 syntaxes here. Write down, very important. These are the syntax, okay? Okay, then we are jumping into, we know the syntax now, right? We are jumping into small program. What we are already discussed in the previous programs, okay? Nothing is new one. I am going to discuss about some prime count, very simple program that is going to be prime count. I am going to work with all the all the functions what I discussed here. Prime underscore dynamic I am going to write here. That means how many values are dynamic in prime in this program. That's it, nothing else. Here I am going to read the values. Just observe here. I am going to read the size, how many values I am going to read. I am going to allocate some CLOC and I am going to read all the values. Then I am going to call one function. I am going to call one function, that is find prime count, prime underscore count of, I am going to pass here ARR comma size, that's it, nothing else. And res is equal to, instead of I am going to take here star res. Okay, I am going to write, so I am going to pass this one is also some address. For I is equal to 0, I less than size, I plus plus. I'm going to print here percentage d space comma res of I. Okay, nothing else. Why here I am passing the size here, size as an address. Why I am passing size as an address? Why? Because for example here 1 2 3 4 5 are values, and how many are prime numbers here? 2 3 and 5. Only 3 values are prime here. That's why I am going to modify this size into 3 here. That's why I am taking like this. Based on that means I am going to modify the size as prime numbers account. Then it will be working for the prime numbers printing here. Okay. Now I am going to define here how many values I am returning here. Here how many values I am returning? Only single value or multiple values? How many? What are the
Single
prime
value.
numbers? Not single value. Here I am going to return like this. How many prime numbers are there? I am going to print not only prime count, prime numbers here. Okay, primes. Okay, not prime here. I am going to return what are the prime values. Okay, is it clear, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, that means I am going to return more than one value, right? That's why I am writing here star res. Okay, res is equal to, and I am going to print here only single value or multiple value. If I am writing in for loop, it is going to be print multiple values, right? Then what is the data type of res? Res is int star. That means I am going to write int star here. Int star means it is going to be return multiple integer values. Name is primes, and int star arr, int star size. That's it, nothing else. This is the function definition. Syntax. Based on this function call, I am writing like this. Okay. Now what I am going to take here, I am going to take int some I, for iterations I am going to take I, and for j I am going to take 0. That's it. I will show you why I am taking. And one more thing, I am going to take res. The result array is going to be placed in that. And I am going to take one more variable, that is going to be some PC is equal to 0. That means how prime count. That is going to be finally size is equal to PC. Right? Now I am going to allocate the memory for res here. The result is going to be placed in res. How many values, how many prime numbers are there? I don't know exactly, right? Is it, I know how many prime numbers in the array. I don't know exactly, first of all. Okay, I don't know exactly, first of all. If you take this set, in this it is going to be 3 values. For example, if it is going to be like this, it is going to be 2 values. We don't know exactly how many values are there, how many prime values are there here. Okay, that means it is going to be dynamically memory allocated. For example, we are reading like this, a result of some 100, like this, but we are using only for 2 to 3 variables, right? Here not all 100. That's why I am going for dynamic memory allocation. Dynamic memory allocation, how I am going to take, I am going to allocate only one memory location initially. I am going to allocate only one memory location. One memory location, res is equal to malloc of 1 into size of int. I am going to allocate only one memory location. Just observe here. Okay, if only one prime is there, I am going to add one memory location. One memory location here. Okay, if more than one value is coming, I am going to allocate dynamically. I am going to allocate dynamically using realloc. Using realloc. Okay, nothing is there, right? Now I am going to write for I is equal to 0, I less than size, that is going to be star size. Okay, star size I plus plus. Why I am writing star size here? Star size is the value, size is the address. That's why I am writing like this. I is equal to 0, I less than star size and I plus plus. I am going to write, I am going to check here what is error of I here. Error of I is value here. That is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. I am going to check is every number is a prime or not. Is every number is a prime or not. I am going to check is 1 is prime, is 2 is prime, is 3 is prime, is 4 is prime, is 5 is prime, like that. That's why we are going to write here int is prime of, that means I am going to call here if is prime of error of I. I am going to write like this, is prime of error of I. That's why I am going to write here is prime of int n. I know the syntax right here. For example, if n is equal to 1, is n is 1, it is not a prime 1. Okay, else I am going to write here for I is equal to 2, I less than equal to sqrt of n, sqrt of n I plus plus. I am going to declare I value. The same syntax here. For example, if n mod I is equal to 0, then we are going to return 0, else return 1. That's it. This is the prime functionality which is already discussed in the previous classes, right? We are already discussed about this. Is prime of n. If n is 1, n is not a prime, right? That's why I am writing here return 0. If other than any number, we are going to work with this. I is equal to 2, I less than square root of n, I plus plus. If n mod I is equal to 0, then it is going to be not a prime number. If all the numbers are checking, it is not a prime. That's it. I am going to check here is the prime of error of I. I am going to check is every value is a prime or not. If every value is a prime, if any value is a prime, I am going to increment PC plus plus. Okay, I am going to increment PC plus plus. There is no need of that. PC plus plus. Before PC plus plus, AR of PC is equal to, AR of PC is equal to, result of PC is equal to ARR of I. error of I. Instead of writing like in the second line, here I going to write like this. Result of PC plus plus is equal to ARR of plus plus. Now, is it clear everyone? I am writing in a two lines in a single line. That's it, nothing else. Now I am going to allocate one more extra byte to the result. That means already it is allocated with only one memory location. One memory, right? It is going to be recorded only for one memory. That is going to be filled here. Yes, that is going to be filled here. And now I am going to take one more extra memory now. Extra memory means it is going to be reallocate. Reallocate of I am going to allocate only one again. Size of int into one extra space. What is PC here? PC is 1 already. PC plus 1 means I am going to write here PC plus 1. Why I am writing PC plus 1? Already here PC becomes, after the statement PC becomes 1. I am not allocating only one memory location. For example, look at here. Here it is going to be 5. 5 memory locations are recorded. Then it is a size is 7. Then the new size. Then it is not incremented only 2. It is incremented totally 7, right? That means size of int into 7. Int into 7. The same thing here also. It is already recorded with 1. Then I am going to add, this is going to be located with 2 memory locations. PC plus 1 means PC is 1. 1 plus 1 is going to be 2. And it is going to be located with 2 memory locations. Then after that, PC becomes 2. For example, PC becomes 2. 2 plus 1, that is going to be 3. Then it is going to be allocated with 3 memory locations. Is my point is clear everyone or not? Very important it is. Very important line. I am allocating memory dynamically. Very important one. That's it, nothing else. Remaining everything is same, nothing else. For example, after these two lines, I am going to print, that's it, nothing else. And here I am going to write star size is equal to PC. Star size is equal to PC, and I am going to return res. That's it, nothing else. Return res. That's it. I'm going to execute. How many is that error here? Realloc makes the pointer. One without integer is the cast here. Built-in sqrt. Just wait. I'm going to write here hash include math.h. How the errors are. Yes, I forget here. We have to write res comma. Res comma. We are going to allocate the memory for this, right? Res is equal to reallocate of res comma size of int into PC. Now I am going to. Is there any errors? No errors at all, right? I am going to execute it. Now the values are 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. The output is going to be 2, 3, 5 is the prime numbers. Only the 2, 3, 5 is the prime numbers. Only 2, 3, 5 is the prime numbers. That's it, nothing else. Is it clear, everyone? For example, after the usage of this all memory locations, I am going to free the memory locations here. I am going to write here free of res. I am going to free up the memory. I'm going to free up the memory. For example, the output is same, no doubt about that. But if you want to check after free, it is going to be some garbage values. If you want to check it out, copy it and I am going to paste it again. I am going to check it. Just look at here. Yes, after printing of 235, I am free the memory and these are the garbage values. Okay. That means every time after the usage of the memory locations, we have to free up. That's it. We have to free the memory locations. Note it down, everyone. Note this functionality. That is enough. That is enough, right? Today's class is very important one. Just observe carefully, everyone. Instead of malloc, I can take here calloc, no problem here. But here I am going to write like this, 1 comma, that's it. For example, if I am going to execute it, the output is going to be like this. The same thing. You can use any malloc or calloc, but we are going to reallocate anything, reallocate any variable, then we have to go for realloc off. Okay? You have to free up the memory, free off, that's it. But when we are going to initialize the memory, we are going to take two functions, anything, malloc or calloc. Is it clear, everyone? Just note it down, everyone. Is it done, everyone? Just note down that function. That is enough. Is it finished?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Sometimes there is no need to write always realloc like this, and sometimes they are working like this. I will show you how they are working. In the prime numbers, for example, what is the size of the array? The size is going to be 5, right? That means that is the maximum size. That is the maximum size of primes count also, right? That's why sometimes they are going to be right here star size. Simple method, that's it, nothing else. They are going to allocate the, for example, what is the size of the array? They are going to be allocate like this: 5 1 2 3 4 and 5. The output is 3 2 3 and 5. That's it. This is the simple notation. They are going to be take, that is the, what is the maximum size, what is the size of the array? 5. That means the memory, the primes count also is maximum of that size only. That's it, right? That's why they are going to be take like this also. Result is equal to calloc of star size means some 5 comma size of integer. That's it. There is no need to write some realloc every time. Okay, this is some other notation. We have to remember everything. Okay. Is it clear everyone how we are using dynamic memory allocation instead of static memory allocation? Static means ARR of 100. That is the static memory location. We are going to initialize some 100 values to ARR. But here that is not true, right? We are going to initialize how many memory locations you want. I want only 5 memory locations. I am going to create only 5 memory locations. That's it, nothing else. Okay.